Hey there, how you doing? Charlie Winters here with selections for Tuesday, the 30th of May. Well, first a quick recap on Monday's performance. Well, I actually thought the four horses in the Yankee ran pretty well. I think we were just a bit unfortunate with Highway Grey that was beaten, I think, ahead into fifth place, paying out first four. Now, I do believe it drifted to 25s. So any of you that um, left it to SP, you were very close to getting a very nice place horse, but unfortunately none of us did in the end. It was just ahead, and to fair, my pictures cut out with a furlong and a half to go, and I didn't see it until late on, and when it was flying, but it was on the rail, and also it was the widest horse, so I'm not quite sure what happened. So yeah, I did think it was going pretty well. Just a bit gutted that it came fifth, only beaten ahead by the fourth place horse, and yeah, as I said, it was paying first four. And then the final selection, Mutargel, I thought that was going well, and it switched that way. It kept getting bumped. I thought it was like, because the commentator was saying, and Mutargel coming on the outside, and then it didn't really. It just like kept on the same pace, but it was bumped, or it lugged in about three times to the second widest horse, and I thought we're actually a bit unlucky of not getting a nice little bet up. We would have been fortunate if those two horses would have just snuck into places. I think it was just a coin flip, basically, that they didn't. The very first selection of the day, I thought we got a right touch on, because I think with these draw bias, I don't know how much the bookmakers are taking into consideration just how much influence that these can have. Because I told you beforehand that Redcar, there was a bias towards low numbers, well, in some of the races, but the ones that we focused on, it was low numbers, and it was more accentuated by soft ground normally. Well, it still counts for quick ground, but it was all coming up that far side rail, and as you saw, the was it called Fox Storm Fox? We got it at 10-1 the night before. I know it touched 11-4 favourite. It's like, what's that all about? The form was there to give it a chance. The fact that it was massively convenienced by the draw, I just thought it was quite obvious it had each way chances. But anyway, I'm 2.5 minutes in. So this weekend's selections may be a bit awkward because I'm going to a wedding. So it's going to be extremely awkward. I'm going to take my laptop and still try and put some selections out, because I still plan on having a bet. But unfortunately, it's easier for me to put the bet on my phone than it is to make a video, upload it to YouTube, and tell you what I've had. So I fully intend on giving you a video, but it may be, I don't know what's going. It could be Saturday morning with a hangover. I know it's the derby, and I'll be studying beforehand. So I'll just have to let you know, or do my best to try and update you. But if there's no contact, you know why. But I fully intend on doing a video at some point. Anyway, I'm once again concentrating on the low numbers at Redcar, because as you'll be aware, Redcar are racing again, as well as Leicester. At Leicester, you might find that there's quite a few runners that actually ran today, as in or on Monday, that will be also reappearing, or possibly reappearing on Tuesday. I'm steering clear. I'm going to Redcar, and these are the selections and why. So I'm having 75 pence each way singles on all the horses, and including them all in a 20 pence each way Yankee that comes to £10.40. So the first selection is Match That. I've left the price in the 220 at Redcar. This horse could be appreciated by the quick ground. If it's not, I think it could be a non-runner, but it will benefit from having three outings, whereas the vast majority of the horses have never ran before. It is positioned, or it has got the option of going to the far side rail. I think it's drawn 3. I think it's got every chance. The two okayish runs that it's had was in fillies only races. Well, this is also a fillies only race. The one disappointment was in mixed sex race, and it's understandable because I do think colts and geldings do generally have an advantage. I do believe that it should be prominent. David O'Meara likes a runner at Redcar and a winner, and I fully expect to go very prominent, if not straight to the front, and hug that far side rail. That's exactly what I wanted to do without using too much energy. and then hopefully hang on. Yeah. So the second selection is Powdering. I've left the price again in the 420 at Redcar, paying 4 places instead of 3. Once again, it's a horse that it's normally been held up last, so I would like it to see a bit more prominent without, once again, expending too much energy. Kevin Ryan, they've had a quiet start, but I do think it's potentially well handicapped. The third selection is Martin's Brig at 12 to 1 in the 455 at Redcar, paying 4 places instead of 3. This horse loves soft ground, but it's also won on good to firm ground. It ran an absolute cracker when it was drawn, I believe, 11 or 12. I think it was 12 at Redcar in soft ground. Well, when you're drawn in the car park on soft ground at Redcar, you've done very well to come placed, because normally, once again, they go to the far side rail. Well, 12 is closer to the stand side than the far side. So it's lost all that ground by having to make it up. And then, it finished second. That was a while back, but it just shows the potential of this horse. Don't get me wrong, it's no superstar, but I do think it's capable of running well on this quick ground. And I think David Allen's on board. Well, David Allen knew all about the draw bias on Monday, because he pretty much started the trend. It rode a horse called Happy A to victory. As you'll be aware, it went straight to that rail, hugged it. It snuck through when it got shuffled back slightly, and then the first 2 pulled well clear. So that's that selection. And finally, Dick Datry at 28 to 1 in the 525 at Redcar, paying 4 places instead of 3. Already that horse had drifted to 33, so I thought I got a nice touch taking 28, but it did touch 33s. This horse cannot drop any lower. It will have the favoured far side, but it needs to run better than its reappearance after a wind up. However, there is an angle into it. This is its second wind up. Well, its first wind up, its reappearance after that was a similar type of run to what it ran last time, and then the subsequent reappearance was a huge effort, a huge improvement on its previous run. Well, if it does that again, it won't run to the same level, because I think it will offer 70 something at a time. But if there's a huge improvement, this horse has got every chance. And I've actually tipped this up in the past, and it ran an absolute stinker. But I think it also loves rock hard ground. So I think it's 4 places in a dreadful race. It's actually it's number 9. I think it's only rated 46. So yeah, it's an awful race. But I do think, well, I think the trainer must think, or the owner, it must be worthy of the wind operation, and it's worthy of maybe some kind of improvement if it had it. Otherwise, they wouldn't have bothered. Because I think the horses, I'm not sure how old the horse is, but it's had several runs already, so they can quite clearly see that this horse, there's still a bit of left in the tank as such. So I'm so called waffling that. Let's just end the video. So 75 pence each way singles, 20 pence each way Yankee, £10.40. Very best of luck. I'll be with a video Tuesday evening for Wednesday. So the very best of luck. Charlie Winters, over and out. Cheers, mate.